You've crunched the numbers, run the tests, and generated the charts. But now comes the part that separates good research from great research. What do those results actually mean? In this episode, we are diving into one of the most underrated, but most powerful, stages of the research process: interpreting your results. It's not just about the stats, it's about the story. And with the help of AI tools, interpreting your findings can be faster, clearer, and even more insightful than ever before. Whether you are stuck trying to make sense of unexpected outcomes or just want to explain your results more effectively, this episode is packed with real prompts, smart tools, and actionable strategies to take your research interpretation to the next level. Stick around and learn how AI can make your research speak. Let's get into it. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Idea X Hub. I'm Sukhdev Singh, and we are back to the AI for Research series, your go-to guide for integrating AI into every step of your research journey. If you've been following along, we've already covered how AI can help with planning research, conducting literature reviews, collecting data, and analyzing that data. Today, we are diving into the next critical step in the research process: interpreting results with AI. So far, we've used AI to plan, gather, and analyze data. But what do we do after the analysis? This is where interpreting results comes in. It's the stage where we move beyond numbers and stats to understand what they actually mean in the context of our research question. In other words, we translate findings into insight. Interpreting results is where data becomes insight. After all the stats and modeling, we now ask, what do the results mean? Do they support or challenge our hypothesis? How do they fit into the wider body of knowledge? This is a creative and critical thinking stage, perfect for pairing your expertise with AI tools that can offer new perspectives. This step is essential because it connects the dots, helping us understand implications, patterns, contradictions, and surprises in our results. You might be wondering, didn't we already cover this in the data analysis episode? Good question. Here's how they're different. Data analysis is about crunching numbers, calculating averages, running regressions, building models. Interpreting results is about making sense of those numbers. What do they tell us about our hypothesis, our theory, or the real world? Think of it like this: analysis gives you the pieces, and interpretation helps you see the picture they form. So, analysis tells you what happened, interpretation asks why it matters. Interpreting results is often where the real insight happens. It's where you assess whether your results support or refute your hypothesis. You reflect on limitations and potential biases. You identify unexpected trends or anomalies. You begin forming arguments and conclusions. Without careful interpretation, even the best analysis can lead to misleading conclusions. So how can AI help here? Let's explore AI tools that can help you interpret your results more deeply, clearly, and creatively. Let's begin with one of the most versatile tools in your research toolkit: AI-powered language models like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. These tools are not just chatbots, they're powerful interpreters of text and data, especially when it comes to understanding complex statistical results. Imagine you've just run a regression analysis or an ANOVA test. The output may be filled with coefficients, p-values, R-squared values, and other technical terms. This is where language models truly shine. Simply paste that output into a prompt and ask for an explanation. These tools will interpret which variables are statistically significant, explain what the coefficients mean, and even link the findings to your original research question or hypothesis. Let's say you are working on a study about academic performance. Your prompt could be something like, explain this regression output in the context of a study on academic performance, where test anxiety and study time are predictor variables. You'll get a clear, plain language interpretation that highlights the story your numbers are trying to tell. These models are especially useful when preparing to write the discussion section of your paper or preparing a presentation where you need to simplify your findings for a non-expert audience. What makes these tools even more powerful is their ability to engage in follow-up questions. You can go back and forth, Ask if the result supports your hypothesis, request comparisons with previous literature, or even explore how a reviewer might critique your interpretation. Pro tip: always provide context. Don't just paste in a table, include the research question, the type of analysis, and what you are hoping to learn from the result. The more detail you provide, the more accurate and relevant the AI's interpretation will be. Next, we turn to a category of tools that are particularly handy when you want to move from raw numbers to coherent narratives: natural language generation tools like Wordsmith, Quill, and ESOP. These tools are designed to take structured data, like the kind you'd find in Excel sheets or CSV files, and automatically generate readable summaries, reports, or explanations. Think of it as turning tables into paragraphs, effortlessly. Let's say you are a policy analyst and you've collected regional data on vaccination rates. Upload that table into one of these tools, and it can instantly create a concise written summary like, the northern region saw the highest increase in vaccination uptake, growing by 12% compared to the national average of 6%. This kind of transformation is especially useful in business, marketing, financial reporting, or any research area where you frequently produce routine summaries. The AI does the heavy lifting of writing out the obvious patterns, freeing you to focus on higher-level interpretation. Pro tip: these tools are excellent for bulk reporting or automating parts of your methodology section. But make sure to manually review the output. It's fluent but may miss nuance. Now let's shift to tools that help visualize and interpret data through dashboards and interactive visuals: Power BI Copilot, Tableau AI, and Google Looker Studio. Traditionally, these platforms have been all about visuals, charts, graphs, and dashboards. But with AI now integrated, they've become much smarter. You can now ask them questions like, what are the key takeaways from this data, or why did revenue dip in Q2? For example, you might be looking at a dashboard of student engagement across multiple online courses. The AI can point out that engagement dropped in week 3 across all cohorts and suggest possible reasons. Maybe that's when midterms occurred or assignment deadlines converged. These insights can often go unnoticed when simply glancing at a chart. The AI acts as your data detective, summarizing patterns, flagging anomalies, and even suggesting relationships you hadn't noticed. Pro tip: use these insights as conversation starters. Once a trend is identified, you can take it to ChatGPT or Claude for deeper interpretation and potential implications. Interpreting results isn't just about what you see in your data, it's also about how your findings fit into the broader academic conversation. This is where tools like Cite, Elicit, and ResearchRabbit come in. Let's say you've discovered an unexpected link between urban green spaces and cognitive performance in children. These AI tools can help you find related studies, identify whether similar findings have been published, or show how your work diverges from previous literature. For example, Elicit allows you to paste your result as a question and will return summaries of peer-reviewed studies with similar or contrasting findings. Cite is particularly powerful because it shows citation context. It will tell you whether a study cited your topic in support, contrast, or neutral terms. And ResearchRabbit helps you trace citation networks and discover hidden patterns across clusters of studies. It's like a research GPS for navigating the scholarly terrain around your result. Pro tip: use these tools to build a strong foundation for your discussion section. They're also great for justifying why your research matters. Sometimes interpreting results means challenging your own assumptions. And AI can help you do that too. Large language models aren't just for summarizing, they can also help you think critically. Want to stress test your conclusions? Ask the AI to propose alternative interpretations. Curious about potential confounding variables? Ask it to list what might be influencing the outcome beyond your primary variables. Let's say you found a gender difference in survey responses. You could prompt, what alternative explanations might exist for this gender difference, and the AI might suggest cultural bias, differences in survey interpretation, or unequal access to resources. This turns AI into your critical thinking partner, one that helps you see blind spots before a peer reviewer does. Pro tip: Use this approach to preemptively identify limitations and refine your interpretation for balance and fairness. Finally, for researchers working with qualitative data, interviews, open-ended surveys, focus groups, AI tools like NVivo, Quarkos, and Makshkada offer serious support. These platforms use AI to help you code large bodies of text more efficiently. Upload your transcripts, and the software can automatically identify recurring themes or sentiment patterns. It can cluster responses by topic, generate visual maps of relationships between ideas, and even suggest potential theoretical implications. Let's say you've interviewed 30 healthcare workers on burnout. The software might highlight emerging themes like emotional exhaustion, lack of institutional support, and peer resilience. From there, you can build your interpretation and align it with existing theories or frameworks. Pro tip: always review autocoding manually. These tools get you 70% of the way, but the final interpretation needs your human insight. Here are a few tips for getting the most from AI at this stage. Be specific with prompts. Include context, research goals, and data details. Don't outsource your judgment. AI can help generate ideas, but you are the expert. Use multiple tools. Combine explanations from ChatGPT with insights from Site.ai or NVivo for richer interpretation. Check everything. AI can make mistakes, especially in nuance-heavy areas. To wrap up, interpreting results is where your data starts to speak. With the right AI tools, you can get clearer insights, identify gaps, and draw stronger conclusions. And that sets you up perfectly for the next stage of research, writing, and communicating findings, which is exactly what we'll be covering in the next episode. So be sure to subscribe, drop a like if this helped, and let me know in the comments. Which AI tool do you use to interpret your research findings? See you next time in AI for Research.